What's up, Palmer? I'm Finn.
And I'm Hope.
And we're this week's TTV anchors.
I'm so excited for Halloween.
That's not the only thing that's happening this weekend.
The group Hispanidad usually has a special dance for the Day of the Dead. And this year, the Day of the Dead is in November 1st and 2nd. And in the past, they had performed at Colorado College.
We dance for specific events like assemblies, talent show, and at alumni brunches.
They have gone to elementary schools, to Steele Elementary and to Rogers.
You can join by coming to room 304 and signing a contract with Ms. Petrie, and usually we have practices Wednesday after school.
So we have two, Hellscream and the Fear Complex. Hellscream is just, it's intrinsically scary. And I don't know if it's the size of the rooms or what, but there's just something really, really scary about Hellscream. So we have 4 different themes. And we think that those themes are really going to be appealing to different people. So we're going to try to hit everybody's phobias through the haunted house.
I jumped out to scare a person a couple years ago, and I startled them so much that because they jumped like a couple feet high, but then when they hit the ground, it looked like they splatted on the ground, like their full body just laid out like a pancake. It's energizing for us as haunt actors. When we get a good scare, like that builds our confidence that we can do this, and like the blood's like really moving through our body, and it just like it promotes like us to like do that much better, because we want to get that same reaction at as many customers as possible.
People get scared for different things. Some people hear clowns and they just run in fear. Some people hear chainsaws and they run in fear. Some people, it's the props.
Here, I have a gift for you.
Thanks. There's nothing in here.
Can't trust everyone.
Oh, a piece of candy. More candy. Oh, that's a lot of candy. Ooh. Well, hello there. Hi. There's more candy inside. More candy? Ooh. Who are you?
I'm Big Green.
Where's all the candy?
There was no candy.
Oh.
In all seriousness, Palmer, safety is in your hands, so be aware and be alert this Halloween.
Hey, did you have Mr. Lewis last year?
Yeah, his Halloween story was so good. I can't wait for this year's.
There are lots of stories associated with Palmer High School, but one of the stories that you should know is the story of Gordy LaChance. Gordy was a troublemaker. He was getting in fights. He'd come to school late, smoke cigarettes. One day he fell asleep in class on a Friday afternoon. His teacher decided maybe now's the time to teach Gordy a lesson. So he had his class leave as quietly as they could, make sure that nobody woke Gordy up. And so all the students filed out of the classroom. Teacher looked over his shoulder one last time. Gordy was sleeping away on the desk peacefully. Everybody thought they'd see Gordy sometime on Friday evening at the football game or Saturday, but nobody saw him that whole weekend. And when they came in on Monday, there was no sign of Gordy anywhere. The only thing they could find was that one of the doors in the basement that led to a tunnel was open. They looked in the tunnels, they looked in all the classrooms, but they never found any sign of Gordy. People think that Gordy woke up realized he was locked in a dark school at night and started wandering around and somehow ended up in the basement. Through there, he ended up in one of the tunnels. But they never found him. But at night, in certain parts of the building, if you listen quietly, you can hear Gordy tapping along in the darkness of the tunnels, trying to find a way out of the basement.
The game of the week is football senior night, 6:30 at Gary Berry on Thursday.
If you want to see more spooky Halloween stories, stay tuned for our extended cut after our ending anchors.
Bye, Palmer.
So back in my day, students were allowed a lot more chemicals in chemistry class. Our teacher brought out a big jug of mercury, and to demonstrate some density stuff, he asked anybody if they had any gold jewelry, and so somebody in the front row popped off a gold bracelet, and the chemistry teacher dropped it in the mercury, and it floated. So afterwards, the student got her bracelet back and put it back on. Well, over the next few days, we started noticing some kind of odd things. The skin started to turn a little bit green and clammy looking. And then even a few days later, like under her breath, she started saying, brains, brains, brains. Well, come to find out, over time, like the mercury that was in that gold could actually leach out into her skin, and it caused some type of zombification reaction, which is super, super rare. The next year in AP Bio, we had like the best experiment ever.
Hey, have you seen the new Last Cake Standing episode?
No, but I heard Harlan and Tim have their own spin.
Your time has come.
Can we, work something out between us?
You know, there is one way you can save your soul.
I'll do it.
So be it. We shall have a weenie off.
To the kitchen!
The rules are simple. We'll each make 3 hot dogs, and for judges, my little boys. Hot dog number 1, the mummy dog.
For my mummy dog, I'll be taking the fruity route. I'll be wrapping a hot dog with a fruit roll-up to mimic the mummy's bandages.
I'm using this puff pastry and a hot dog, and I'm gonna wrap it around the hot dog to mimic the bandages of a mummy.
First up is Tim's mummy dog. For looks, it was pretty decent
good,
looking. Yeah, I would say I'll give it
an 8.
Yeah, I give it an 8.
Nice
8
and
out of 10.
spooky.
It was
spooky.
very spooky.
Taste, that was not.
Taste,
not the best.
I would say maybe a 4.
Next up, we will be trying the Grim Reaper's mummy dog. Presentation, not that good.
Yeah, maybe not as good as Tim's.
That's a 5.
Yeah, I'd say 5.
Taste?
I like 5. Taste?
That's
pretty
like a
good.
9.
Yeah, I'd say definitely
that's a
9.
solid 9.
9 for the Grim Reaper's mummy dog.
Number 2, the graveyard dog.
For my graveyard dog, I'll be using crushed kaleidos and gummy worms to generate an earthy sensation on your tongue.
And then I'm gonna use my artistic skills to paint it just like a tombstone.
Next up is Tim's graveyard dog.
Yes.
I'd say maybe a 6.
A 6.
A 6 for taste.
Looks. Presentation was pretty decent.
It was decent. I think it could be a little better.
The dog was already split.
The dog was split down the middle. So
that's probably like a 5.
yeah, I'd say a 5.
And now for the third dog, the slime dog.
For my third and final dog, the slime dog, I'm going to be taking the hot dog and putting it in some special recipe slime. We're going to put in some gummy worms to kind of really tie it back into the theme from our last one. It really gives it that earthy vibe.
So for my rendition of the slime dog, I was thinking that I could use a hot dog and steal some more slime, just like the graveyard dog, and then add a little touch of maraschino cherry to really push it over the edge.
This is Tim's slime dog, so we're gonna give it a try. Yummy.
Delightful.
Yeah, lovely. And finally, we have the Grim Reaper slime dog. Let's see how this one tastes. That's terrible. So it looks like the winner is going to be Tim.
Yeah.
With a sensational slime dog.
Yeah, I win. You can't take my soul anymore.
All right, Timmy, but I'll see you next year.
I think the ghost of Zebulon Pike either lives in my office, the IB office, or visits my office. Years ago, I was gifted a portrait, a huge portrait of Zebulon Pike. It's like 3 feet by 5 feet, that originally was in Pike Elementary School. And when they closed it, that portrait made its way to me. Lots of weird things surrounding the portrait have happened over the years, but 2 years ago on spring break, no one was in the building. My windows were all closed and locked, and when I came back after spring break, the portrait was down on the ground and the frame was smashed. But the thing that was weird is that there was no glass anywhere. The glass was missing that had been part of the frame. So somebody cleaned it up. I think Zebulon Pike was voicing his displeasure over the fact that I now have his portrait in my office and it's not at his namesake elementary school.